Right, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video we'll of course be working on the budget build. Got a bunch of stuff to do, to paint, to add, etc, etc. Let's get straight to it. Alright, so as you can see, our bike is super dirty. This is just all nasty stuff on it. It's so black that it almost looks like it was painted way back, but it's actually just all grease. I really took some off here, and as you can see, it's just all nasty stuff. But before we start painting, and I actually only want to paint the subframe and hopefully kind of blend it in with the rest. I think if we see stuff like this, if we clean this up, it'll look pretty good. But before we start painting, I want to actually make sure that all of our welds are actually kind of good. I already saw, you can see right here, a little hole. I want to make sure that we fill that. I know that the nuts that are welded to our hoop right here that attaches our rear fender, those aren't fully welded yet, so I want to weld those. Fill these holes right here. After that we'll have to smooth them down, of course. After that we'll clean the bike. Then it should be fully prepped to receive some paint. So let's slap some welds on there, grind it down, make it a little bit smoother than it is currently, and we should be good to go. Seat and fender are off. As you can see, these two nuts have just a weld on top, and it's probably already more than enough, but I want to be sure. So just in case, we're gonna add a couple of welds, nothing too major, but to make 100% sure that these will stay on here for life. So I'm quickly gonna change my shirt. I don't want to burn a hole in this thing. So we're gonna get changed, weld this up. After that we'll weld the little hairpin on the lower part of the subframe right there. Grind everything smooth, and yeah, let's do it. I know this hoodie looks exactly like the other one, but this one is actually old and dirty and used for painting and stuff like that. So we don't really mind if we burn a hole in this one. So we're gonna light up our welder, open our gas, fandangle with the settings a little bit, and we'll quickly add our welds. Done. All right, let's see if we can attack it from this side. This is just an aesthetic thing. I'm sure it'll hold fine without actually welding this, but just want to have it looking good. Yeah, looks fine. All right, so that actually seems to be everything that needed to be welded. It wasn't much at all. Honestly, I think we could have totally skipped this part, but it is nice to be 100% sure that our rear fender will stay on, and once we smooth that out, that it'll look a little bit nicer. Structurally, there was definitely no need for this, but it is what it is. Gonna grind off those two welds that I made right there, and going to try and smooth out a couple of more parts to make it look a little bit more nice. After that we'll actually take it off the lift for the first time, put it in my driveway and try to clean this thing up a little bit. Actually have a little part on the engine that I want to show you in a little bit, and to see you how disgusting this thing is, because it's absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna grab my grinder, grind those welds off, clean up a couple of other parts right here, for example, and then we should be good to wash this thing. Now before we take it off a lift, I actually wanted to show you how disgusting underside of this engine is. It is pretty dark, so let me shine a light on that. Look how crusty this is. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, it's just years of build-up. That was just half a second. So we got quite the work ahead of us. I'm actually thinking I'm just gonna drown this in degreaser, and after that we'll just use our pressure washer to take it off. God damn, so much. All right, let's take it off a lift and give it a wash. All right, as you can see right here, these are all parts that I'm taking pictures of. I'm actually going to put these online trying to sell them. I really want to expand our budget a little bit if we can. So hopefully somebody will buy this stuff from us. Alright, so I really tried cleaning this engine up, and on some parts it worked out really well. Not sure how much before shots I actually made, but as you can probably remember, all of this was completely black. It's definitely a whole lot cleaner right now, as you can see. Tried to clean it up as best I could, but it was just super nasty. This was almost black with the amount of oxidation and just dirt burnt on here. Got it back to a normal color, I'd say. At first I wasn't going to do these because I wanted to polish them. After thinking about that, I'm not sure whether this would actually look good if this is just clean and these parts are polished. So what I'm going to do right now is just use my Scotch-Brite pad and some soapy water. Clean it best as I can. After that, we'll strip the bike down completely and actually start painting the subframe. When it's done and we put it back together, we can still always decide to actually polish these covers or not. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit more. You can see right here I used some Scotch-Brite, and for instance right here I didn't. You can see this is a little bit cleaner than this. Not that big a difference, but seems like it's worth the effort. So we're going to try it for a couple of minutes. After that, we'll take the bike completely apart, or take the gas tank off, seat, stuff like that, and then we'll start painting it. All right, use my Scotch-Brite pad on the engine. It definitely looks a little bit cleaner. I did that on the other side as well. Definitely good enough for now. Maybe in the future we'll do some more, but kind of tired of endlessly cleaning this engine. So this is it for now. So that means now we're going to take all of our stuff off and cover everything so we can paint our subframe. So electronics box off, seat off, old shocks off. We're not going to use those anymore anyway. Probably take our gas tank off as well. Then we're going to cover everything in plastic, mask everything up, and sand down our subframe once again, and then it should be ready for paint. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to take the exhaust or the muffler off. It's too much effort to actually wrap this entire thing up, and I think we're actually going to replace this one. So let's take this one off. After that, all we have to do is mask these two pieces up on each side. Then we'll sand it down really quick, seeing how we did already earlier. So quick sand down and we wipe it off. Then we'll take it outside and actually paint it. Alright, all the prep work seems to be done. As you can see, just kind of sanded it down with whatever sandpaper I had laying around. We're gonna do the same thing with the paint. I have some high gloss black laying around. Actually got that from some friends of mine, Jeroen and Lisa, so shout out to you too, thank you very much. So we're going to push our entire lift outside, start painting this thing, and hopefully it won't look like shit. Let's do it. Alright, paint's obviously completely dry. Finish is pretty smooth as well, pretty happy with the end result. So what I want to do right now is of course take all of this off and put the bike back together. Whilst we're doing that, I am going to try and fix up some of the wires, make it look a little bit neater. For instance, the spark plug wires are super long, so we're going to shorten those a bit, make it look a little bit nicer. Let's get straight to it. Alright, as you can tell, it's looking pretty good. Seems to match the bike pretty well. Obviously this is way cleaner than all this stuff right here. Still got some gunk on it. I am going to clean this up a little bit right now, hoping to pretty sure I'm going to get rid of just this mud and sand and stuff like that. So it'll match our subframe a little bit better. But all in all, looking really good. I think once this bike is going to be put back together, it'll look very good. So we're going to clean up this real quick. After that, I want to maybe add some length to these wires right here, because as you can see, they're a bit short to go inside of the electronics box that we made. Also add some electrical tape, so this is just all nice and black. Like I said earlier, these spark plug wires are super long. So basically want to cut them somewhere around here, so they're tucked neatly underneath the tank and don't have all this unnecessary extra length. Do that on the other side as well, of course. Then we should be good to go. Alright, so now that we mostly cleaned up our frame, take a look, and as you can see, this matches pretty well with our subframe. I think when we put our gas tank back on and our fender and electronic box, stuff like that, I think this will match pretty nicely. Don't think it'll stand out at all, actually. So of course I'm very happy with that. So what I want to do right now is start putting some stuff on, especially our fender and of course our gas tank. Then we'll check some of our wires, see which one need to be rewired or length or whatever. So we'll start slowly assembling it and doing some of the wiring at the same time to see what we need. So let's do it. Alright, so apparently my mics weren't on when I was putting these on. As you can see, they're on. They're much sturdier than the previous ones. That's good. Still, of course, work. But they feel much better. Definitely look heaps better. So yeah, very happy with that. Very happy with the end result in general. I think the rear of the bike looks really good. Unfortunately, I actually forgot to paint these two brackets, so we're just going to give them two quick tss, like that. Now they're black. Very good. Money, 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 money. Money! It's the end of the video. That means that we got to talk about the money that we spent in this video. Previous total was 410 euros and 13 cents. Didn't add a lot in this video, basically only the shocks. We got the paint for free from our friends, so we're not gonna count that as anything. Shocks were used, but in good condition. As you can see, those shocks were 59.99, basically 60 euros. But as you also saw earlier in the video, I took pictures of all the parts that we had left over from the bike and actually sold a couple of parts. I sold the seat for 25 bucks. And I sold the lamp headlight bracket things. I sold those for 25 as well, so that's a total of 50 we actually gained. So if we do a little bit of math, our new total should be 420 and 12 cents. So that basically means 80 euros left. All we have to do is add a muffler and our pod filters. So I'm going to try and fit that in our budget. I think we should be good. Maybe in the meantime we'll be able to sell some more parts as well and we have a little bit more budget. But that's basically it for now. So I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe and check out the new video with the exhaust and stuff like that. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you there.